Hello, hello, hello. Today is the 8th of March, 2024, and it's a real treat for us today. Once again, we get to hear from Norm Winski. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thanks for having me on. And I was last on your show around the 23rd of February to get ready for that weekend when we had a full moon in the sign of Virgo. Anytime we have a full moon, we look at round up financials, look at financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and because it was in the sign of Virgo, soybeans. By the way, all these events potentially stock market responds to almost all these events. Then the only other window we had, the second window, the weekend, the Friday the 1st. Over that weekend, we had Jupiter 45 to Neptune. So we're going to look at those real quick now. And then I got some great stuff coming for you in just a few minutes. So here's corn going down, down, down into the full moon. My whole methodology is we look for reversals. So since it's going down into the full moon, we're looking to buy since it's over the weekend, looking to buy on the opening the next day. That'd be right there. And you would have been happy making, I think it's 20 cents, about $1,000 on corn. Here's soybeans, same deal. We gave double points to soybeans because we did feature beans. Therefore, we assume that you'll have a heavier weight on your bean trade. And you popped about 20 cents there again for about $1,000. Here's wheat that pulled down into the full moon, popped up for I think about 20 cents. That's also $1,000. Here's cattle rallied into our second point there, Jupiter Neptune, and that was good for about a two-handle pullback, and that would be about $800. Here's cotton that had a nice decline into our Jupiter Neptune point, and then rallied up about 5 cents. That's about $2,500. And here's crude oil that made a nice top there on our Jupiter Neptune point, and pulled down about 2.5 handles for $2,500. And gold did not do as much after our point there, so that would be, I count that as a miss. It wouldn't, either might have made or lost a small amount of money. I count that as a miss. All right, here's silver popped up into our lunar point and then pulled down about a handle for possibly about $5,000, I think. And there we go. And then here's the S&P was very good. You caught this point right here on the open at 26 that pulled down, looks like about 50, 60 handles there. So, and then it rallied back up, and this was really a good one. That dropped about 120 handles for about a $6,000 move there in about a day or so. Here's T-bonds rallied into the moon and then pulled down about a handle and a half for about $1,500, and there's a dollar going sideways, so we do nothing there. By the way, if you didn't catch it, red arrow is a miss, green arrow is a winner, and yellow is sideways. We do nothing. Here's your score: 11 winners, 1 miss out of 12 for 91.67%. Here's a forecast model. I didn't show this in advance. I only show this to my subscribers in advance, but I have plenty of witnesses to this. Been doing this about 45, 50 years. Draw the blue line on the chart for the month. Here's the 5th of February through the 1st of March. And you can see there, as the black bars are the 10-minute S&P 500. There's a whole class here on this chart. In that you got the new moon there at perigee. Here's Venus there, made a low there, made the full moon top there, and so forth. Get a hold of me if you want to go over that. You get a whole class. Here's what's coming up now in the next week or so. This weekend we have a new moon at perigee that only lines up for a couple of months. For the perigee is when the moon's at its closest point to the Earth, and it lines up with a new moon only every 14 months, and it'll be in the sign of Pisces this weekend, and so that'll be oil. And we also be looking at financials, grains, and precious metals. Then we also had Jupiter to the U.S. chart based on where the planets were when the country was founded, On the 4th of July, 1776, stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And then we have Mercury at 0 north latitude. That occurs every couple of months. That's a very powerful point, especially for the grains. And then we also have, and then that occurs every couple of months. Now, on the night of the 13th, AC is after the close, so that's overnight. We have Jupiter lining up heliocentrically from the point of view of the Sun with Uranus. That only occurs every 13 years. That is a very important cycle. I stumbled on a book back 50 years ago when I was in college. Donald Bradley's stock market prediction showed how this cycle, the different phases of this cycle, correspond to the 41-month business cycle and the highs and lows of the stock market. That's how I got involved. I researched that book, researched that cycle, and ended up buying my first stock when I was 21 years old, and it made a nice chunk of money, added to the small inheritance I had, and ended up buying a membership on the Chicago Board Options Exchange in 1975. Anyway, so this is occurring in the sign of Taurus, the bull. That's cattle and cotton, and then because it's with Uranus, that's copper. Then we have Mercury perihelion. That's from Greek. Helios is sun in Greek. Para means close. So Mercury will be at its closest point to the sun the night of the 15th. That'll be, is that a weekend? Weekend? Yeah, that's a weekend. And then we'll be looking at corn, gold, soybeans, wheat. And then Venus aphelion is the opposite. Venus will be as farthest point from the sun the night of the 19th for cattle, copper, corn, cotton, gold, sugar, and wheat. I got a special thing for you here now. In my letter, I'm running an experiment. My March letter, I'm running an experiment on a Gann method. Gann talked about squaring time and price. You can convert price to time and time to price and price to time interchangeable. And here's an example. So, in Gann squaring time and price, March 12th, that'll be Tuesday, 5,485 days for the March 6, 2009 major low. The low price that day was for the S&P 500 was 666.79. If we subtract 666.79 from our time of 5,485, we get 4818.21. That is very close to the 2022 high for the S&P on January the 4th, 2022 of 4818.62, which that high held for almost 2 years. That means within one day on March the 12th, we should get a significant change in trend for the S&P 500. And now, here's who I am. I've been doing this a long, long time, about 50 years, and I've studied all these different things, Gann, Elliott wave, astrophysics, astrology, music, cycles, harmonics, so forth. And I'm looking forward to helping some of the folks there, Jeff. Here's how you get a hold of me. Give me a call here in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939, or you can call me on Skype at Winski, that's Nwinski at yahoo.com, or you can also email me at that address, and we can set up a free consultation class for you. And looking forward to helping some of your folks, Jeff. Everybody have a great weekend and a great week ahead.
Norm, fantastic stuff as always. Another fantastic track record. We'll look forward to seeing you back in a couple of weeks, and we'll see if your dates work.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Bye-bye.